What up, y'all? I'm JT, Chef Tickles, the Alaskan Sniper. I'm here with your boy, Chris Easy, Deuces -1, Chris Evans.
What up, what up?
We're joined here with our man, Big Daddy, the boy himself, Faraz Sani.
What it do, baby?
DB, the assassin, Sharp Knuckles. How's it going? And let's get into it. This is Hoop Session. What's up, boys? Welcome back to episode 26 of Hoop Session. We got DB with the glary eyes, and we got Chris up with the cabin eyes. Looking good. We got our all-star reserves that we're going to talk about today. Those got dropped yesterday, so we're just going to kind of discuss who deserves to be there, who got snubbed, maybe who should not be deserving of their roster spot. I'm sure Chris has an opinion on that. And then we're also going to talk about our pick'em results as well. But first things first, Faraz, what did you just witness there? You just witnessed a beatdown of some sort by Danilo and Gallinari, huh?
Yo, the man just hit 10 threes, man.
Wow.
That's crazy, but that's not that crazy because it happened. Like, he did it on Boston, so it's like
yeah.
It's like 6 threes on another team, I'd say. Boston right off the bat gives you 4 threes, just 4 threes right off the bat when you step on the court.
You caught the Celtics on a bad run, so
Bad run.
The thing is, I was legit thinking about dropping him in fantasy. I'm like, dude, he's been such garbage. Like, he's just been putting up shit number, night after night. I'm like, okay, at some point, I got to stop, keeping him on because I like him. And then tonight he goes off. I'm like, another 10-day contract.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's probably going to have another little nagging injury in the next couple of days and make you regret that decision. He always seems to be injured. You guys want to quickly go through our pick'em before we jump into the All-Stars?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Justin's eager to get on this one.
Finally won something.
So we had the game on Monday night at Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder. Chris was the lone guy going with the Thunder. Me, DB, and Faraz all went with the Heat. Heat ended up winning 108-94. So I broke the curse.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So that puts that vaults DB and Faraz a little bit more ahead in first place. They're both at 6 and 3. That's good. Chris is at 4 and 5. Welcome to the sub 500 life, my friend. And JT doubles his win total at 2 and 7. Good stuff.
Nice. Nice, man.
And then for the next game on Friday night, I was thinking Rockets at the Tampa Raptors.
Can we do a game that we'll want to watch?
Yeah, let's for Friday night. There's Pacers, Celtics, Rockets,
Blazers,
Raptors.
Lakers.
Lakers. You guys want to do that one? That's too easy, man.
Which one?
That's more fun. That's
Okay,
more of
sure.
a.
It is too easy.
Yeah,
Lakers are gonna win that one.
Yeah, who are you gonna pick,
Lakers.
Justin?
Lakers,
Portland, right?
Lakers.
Portland for sure is a favorite, right? Like by a
Yo,
lot, right? JT.
I'm down for that. I got Portland, baby. Let's do this.
I got Portland too.
Fuck the Lakers.
I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing any odds, but yeah, let's do that then. So all three of you guys are going with Blazers?
Just because I want Melo to go off. I want Melo to keep going off. So I'm gonna go with Blazers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, you're going with Blazers?
Yeah, I'm going Blazers.
And Faraz, you too?
Yep, Blazers, baby.
All right, we'll see.
JT, think about it this way: we're giving you a chance to catch up, man.
Hey,
We're going with the underdog here, man. We're trying to get
one
you
game
in the
back
game.
from Chris. I'll be one game back from Chris.
Yeah,
Just like that.
there
You're
you
like
go.
the Wizards, JT. You're like the Wizards and how they're trending right now. Chris is the Celtics. He just keeps going.
Chris is Boston. Well, here, I'll throw you guys this.
Good
Dennis Schroeder expected to start on Friday against the Blazers. So
That
we'll
helps
see.
a lot.
Yeah.
Dame's
That
just
helps, but Dame's just gonna drop another 50. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. So let's jump down to our All-Stars that got announced. So we now have the full team. It's going to be March 7th down in Atlanta. So the starters for the West, we already knew were LeBron, Luka, Kawhi, Steph, and Jokic. And in the East starters, KD, Giannis, Embiid, Beal, Kyrie. We already knew those. So the West reserves came out as Anthony Davis, Paul George, Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Zion Williamson, and Damian Lillard. In the East, we got the two Beantown boys, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine making his first appearance, Julius Randle making his first appearance.
Yeah.
Then we got James
Yeah.
Harden, Ben Simmons, and probably the biggest surprise, Nick Vucevic. DB, do you want to get us started on either side? West side, east side?
Let's go to the East, man.
Okay.
I'm more interested in the East. I think there's there's more snubs to talk about in the East than in the West.
Yeah.
I think there's like more like room for error there a little bit. I don't know. Like you said, Vucevic is having like an unbelievable season again, but like Orlando's not really in the playoff run, right?
Exactly.
And then there's a guy like Sabonis that's like fucking putting up pretty much the same kind of numbers on a team that's winning and still doesn't get a nod, right? So that one was a little bit weird to me. I think maybe you could flip those two around.
I think DB with that one specifically, I think Sabonis got dinged because he got hurt for a bit.
Not that much, man. He's played like I think he's played like 29 games though, right? Out of however many they played, 30 something.
Yeah, I know, but like that little stretch where he was doing very well, and then he got hurt for like 4 or 5 games, right?
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I still believe Sabonis should get in over Vucevic. Vucevic is like on a team that's 12th. Like, come on, what are you doing? So.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Because if you're not gonna reward the winning teams a little bit, then my biggest snub then is Westbrook, just straight up. Because if you're looking at just stats alone, this guy's still averaging a triple-double. He's still got the star power. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Right. So like, but I kind of understood that he didn't make it because I'm like, okay, they weren't doing that well. So you can't really give two. I mean, Bradley Beal definitely made it. So you definitely can't give him two. So that's why it's justifiable. That's
fair. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Vucevic deserving, but there's so many guys that are right there also. Faraz, did you have anybody that you would maybe put on, take Vucevic off, or a different player maybe?
To be honest, I'm with the consensus in that definitely Russell Westbrook, I think, was the biggest snub because legit he's averaging a triple double, and I honestly thought he would 100% make the All-Star team.
Wow,
I thought he was just one of those. I thought he's one of those like household names now that like the NBA, that just gets known in the NBA as like always making it. And
the last time he missed it. The last time he missed it was in like 2014, and that was like the first time he missed it in like 4 years before that.
Wow.
He got snubbed then, and then like, you know what I mean? He's always made it. I think he's a 9-time All-Star in the last 10 years. So it's like that was
Do you think this All-Star game they tried to prioritize first-timers?
It looks like it.
Just like
it looks like it a little bit.
Jaylen Brown, you got Zach LaVine, you got Julius Randle. Has Vucevic been an All-Star before?
Yeah, last year.
So, and then you got what? West, you got everybody.
Mitchell, Zion.
Zion's number one. That's only been there, but
But
on the East, especially, I feel like they've given out more first time nods than in past years.
Yeah, for sure.
Westbrook moved into the East. It's sort of like clouded everybody's vision of him, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of things, right? Harden also came to the East. That doesn't help his case.
But Harden's case should have knocked Kyrie out of there, I think. Like the fact that Brooklyn has 3 people in the All-Star game, I think because of Kyrie sitting so many games, I think Harden should have been that starting spot, and then Westbrook should have jumped into the reserves over Kyrie.
I see.
So.
Well, look at this. This was what really stood out to me. There's 2 guys that started the All-Star game last year that didn't even get selected to reserve this year. Trey Young, Pascal Siakam. So Siakam's had a bad year. That's fine. But Trey Young, he's essentially having the same numbers. He went from starting to not even getting selected. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's been showcased as a fraud, man. He's a fraud.
But that one, like I think all of us kind of thought he was, except Chris maybe thought he was going to be in the All-Star game this year. I think even Chris had him on the reserves.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think I did.
No, okay.
Listen to this: Miami has a better record than them, and they didn't get anybody in the All-Star game.
They have 0.
If anybody gets the All-Star nod, it should have been Bam or Jimmy over Trey Young.
Bam, yeah.
Bam, yeah.
So I don't think Trey Young deserved an All-Star bid just because like his team's shit. His team's been shit for every single year he's been there. Like the only reason is All-Star because he was labeled the next Steph Curry and people bought into that hype, which he's good, but he's not an All-Star in terms of he can hit a few shots here and there. He can draw the foul 1,000,000 times out of 10. So that's not really deserved.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah. Another one that
he's averaging.
Go ahead. DJ.
Sorry, I was gonna say he's averaging 27 and 10 almost though. Yeah. So it's like his numbers are. It's pretty nice, man. Like he's still putting up numbers.
Then you're like, would you rather have Trey Young or Russell Westbrook? I'd have Russell Westbrook over Trey Young.
Westbrook every time.
100%.
Yeah, Westbrook every time.
I think Trey Young just gets his buckets in terms of not in a way that people don't like, so people don't really care for his like dominance over a game. Like I don't think Trey Young dominates a game compared to Russell Westbrook.
No, it's other facets of the game that you're right. I know what you mean by that.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, man. I really don't know what I think about Trey Young yet. I'm so like undecided about him.
Yeah.
Because I think he's like really good. I think he's like talented, but like I still don't know if he's like you said, an all-star.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was still going to be in the All-Star game this year just because last year he made it as a starter. So like you said, JT, it's weird that from a first-time starter to just out.
Did not even hit it,
Yeah, when you start to make an all-star team, you start to make them more and more, right? Like it just becomes a trend in your career. Not like you make one starting position and then you're out. Like
right. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. To be honest, I thought he'd be starting again this year. But to me personally, it's no surprise that Siakam's not there. I think the league.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine for me.
Not that special.
Yeah.
I saw a stat. It said Trey Young got 2.2 million votes last year, and he only got 200,000 this year.
Dude, the fans have noticed that Trey Young's a fraud. I'm just saying. Obvious.
I guess, man. I guess maybe he's right. He's got a point if there's a 2 million drop off.
Yeah, nobody likes watching the Hawks play. Trey Young's fucking weird to watch play. Like this guy tries to draw fouls on every single 3-point shot he takes. Every time he comes around threes because he's the tiniest person on the floor. He tries to draw fouls. I'd rather have Fred VanVleet than Trey Young, to be perfectly honest.
Wait. would you actually know Fred VanVleet over like right now?
100%.
Like, do you think
a lot of respect to Freddie?
That's 100% Fred VanVleet over Trey Young. At their current stages, right at this second, Trey Young is under Fred VanVleet, in my opinion. Fred VanVleet's the only reason the Raptors are 5th seed right now. Trey Young's had that team and never brought him to the playoffs.
Yo, Chris, how did Trey Young play today, bro?
I don't know. I didn't watch the game at all. I knew it was a trap game. I knew it was bullshit. So
it was Danilo's game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, somebody was passing it to him.
Somebody was handing the ball
to him.
Dude, who cares whose game it was? It wasn't Boston's game.
No, it wasn't.
Not bad. 33, 4, and 7.
Yeah, not bad.
That's
not
okay.
Bad for another shocking one for me was Tobias Harris. He's having an unreal year also. Very similar numbers to Ben Simmons. But again, it's probably about spreading the wealth, right? It's tough to get 3 out of those. If you got 3 out of Philly and you got 3 out of Brooklyn, that doesn't leave a lot of room for the rest of the conference, right? So Harris maybe deserving. Like Trey Young, he's there, but there's just not enough roster spots. There's only 7 spots, right?
Honestly, man, the players, in my opinion, like the players, fortunately, are a little bit more, maybe like dull isn't the right word, but guys like Tobias Harris that aren't really exciting, but they're just good basketball players.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those guys get screwed a lot when it comes to the All-Star game. Because, for sure. They definitely get screwed out of starter positions because they just don't get fan votes. But I feel like even when it comes to the reserves, I think they sometimes get overlooked by coaches just because, I don't know, their name just doesn't stand out as much. But then when you look at the numbers and the effect that they have in game, it's like, man, like I feel like guys like Tobias will continue to kind of get screwed.
Faraz, I think there's so much hype over the New York Knicks being in the playoffs that Julius Randle got that spot, even though he does deserve it. He does
Dude, his
deserve it.
stats are unreal, man.
But I think the hype over the Knicks getting into being in a playoff position and pushing for a playoff position is quite high, and that's why Randall got favored over other players. Just like LaVine got favored, they were like, okay, it's LaVine's time. It's about time LaVine gets in the playoff spot. We justify it by them being in a playoff position. So I think those two guys got the benefit of the doubt being in there because of their team's ranking, I think.
And also I think it would have been a little fucked if Philly had 3 guys too. Because Brooklyn's the only other one that has 3, but it's like rightfully so. It's like, okay.
What about Milwaukee?
Milwaukee
they got one, right?
Middleton.
So that'd be like they get 1 and then Middleton doesn't even get in and you put Tobias in as well. So that's like, I think that's excessive. I don't think you can give 3 to them. Like 3 to Brooklyn makes sense. Kind of.
Yeah, but
like,
do you
those
think
3 are like the guys? I would just flip Harden and Kyrie for sure.
Do you think Harden should have got docked a little bit just because he switched conferences and like missed games?
No. I think he's just too good, man. He's
one of the best
good.
players in the league. It's like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Anybody else on the Eastern Conference? I think we all agree Vooch is kind of that one guy that we would sub out. You mentioned the Harden and Irving, but other than that, anybody else on the East?
I think Colin Sexton should have been there, but because of the Cavaliers' like absolute demise after we made those picks back like a month ago, like they were 7th or 8th or 6th to 8th when we made those picks, and then all of a sudden they're second last in the East. I think obviously that's a reason why Colin Sexton isn't an all-star, but I think at that time, back a month ago when they were still in the playoff push, I think Colin Sexton probably could have taken an all-star spot from somebody, but
who though? Who would you take away and put Sexton in?
Let's see.
No one. You got to get rid of one of the Boston guys, man.
One of the Boston guys. Yeah.
I honestly think Sexton would have taken Jaylen Brown's spot, to be perfectly honest, if the Cavs were still in playoffs and they were still like balling out. But they
one of those two. I mean, like Tatum is like the star though, so you can't really take him out.
Yeah, no, Tatum. I said Jalen. You probably would have to place Colin if the Cavs were still doing well. But the fact that the Cavs are doing garbage lately, it's sort of like hampered Colin Sexton, I think.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's going to be there in a couple of years, hopefully, with SGA,
with the next generation.
Exactly, a couple of those guys, right? So let's jump over to the West. We had PG-13, Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Zion, Lillard, and then AD injury replacement. It did already get released, DB, that Booker will be filling in for Anthony Davis. So, which we all kind of thought, but I think that's kind of a cop-out, I think, by the NBA. Like, I feel like it should have been Booker's spot. Like, this guy deserves it. AD has been injured, but he's also not been that good. I agree, like, AD is an all-star. So I personally would have taken out probably Chris Paul and put in Devin Booker instead. Obviously, those guys are on the two. Yeah, they're on the same team. But I think Chris Paul got like he got the legacy vote. He's the head of the players community. He's the head of the players, whatever you call it, community or whatever. He's pretty much the first person that was like organizing this all-star game. And I think like one of the reasons why Booker's having an unreal year is because Chris Paul's on his team. So it's kind of a weird one, like you would assume Booker would be there if Chris Paul never switched teams, but they ended up giving it to Chris Paul. I think it should have been Booker, but regardless, both of them will be there. So, DB, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I'm not actually a big. I mean, I that tweet that LeBron put out saying that Booker is like the most disrespected player in the league after this happened. That was the one reason I said that player should be taken out. Like it's just like his sway is so big that him just saying that made it guaranteed that he's going in. Even if Booker was averaging 10 points less a game, he would be in the All-Star game this year.
Yeah.
Because of LeBron saying that. Like, you know what I mean? He would be the first replacement. So like that's why I think that the players shouldn't get as big of a vote. It should be mostly coaches, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it should be players, because I think they would just start using social media as like a platform to just like promote their best friends, essentially, or like the people that they want to vote for, like, and get other people influenced so easily. So, I mean, Booker deserves to be in, but I don't think two players from Phoenix deserve to be in, period. So take Paul out. Like, I don't think
this, DB, what about this? If you switch Chris Paul and Booker, AD's out with injury, who would you fill in? Who would that fill in be?
Let me see here. I don't know who I really have.
Would it be Brandon Ingram? Would it be
DeMar?
No.
Mike Conley?
Jamal Murray? Could be Jamal Murray.
I don't know, man. I kind of think Chris Paul deserves it.
I think Chris Paul deserves it a little bit too. Yeah,
dude.
I think
Paul's averaging 16 points a game.
I'm okay. What's that?
Chris Paul's averaging 16 points a game.
How many assists?
8 assists, 4 rebounds.
Yo,
that's
okay.
That's an average stat line.
Where was Phoenix last year at this time? We can look that up.
I don't know.
And look at where they are, and then we can look at where they are now. And the only real addition was Chris Paul and Jay Crowder. But Jay Crowder, like, what difference maker is he really? Like, he's a good player, but I think Chris Paul has just proven over and over again to everybody that he's just a winner. And it's like, as soon as he goes to a team, like, the difference is it's just noticeable. It's like you just see the shift. Yeah. Like, I personally didn't think that Phoenix would be like a 5 seed. They're 5 seed, right now, like a 4 or 5 seed. But a lot of people are thinking they might stay there. Like, and I'm like, I thought maybe they'd be a little bit lower.
Why does Booker get punished for that though?
No one's. I don't think anyone's arguing that. I think they're arguing. I think they're arguing that they both deserve to be in it. I don't think anyone's saying take Booker out. And
so if you replace Booker with Paul and then AD's out, so you'd put Chris Paul in?
Yeah,
everybody else in the West would put Chris Paul back in?
I would put Chris Paul in, but I would also put Westbrook in on the other side. Out of respect for both of those guys and how like good they actually are, and because they are actually like all-stars. Like, being an all-star is a different thing than just looking at your stats, I think.
But would you right? Like, I think it's Chris Paul in AD's spot over De'Aaron Fox, over who else?
Yeah.
Jamal Murray over John Morant.
DeMar.
They'll all have chances.
You'd put Chris Paul over all of those players?
I had DeMar in. I actually had DeMar in, if you guys remember, on my actual All-Star thing, because he was doing so well at the time, and the Spurs were really doing well as well.
Yeah.
He could be in. I could see him being in, but I think it's like more of, like we said, it's a respect kind of vote that he got in.
Yeah.
Right? Because his stat line doesn't show that he's like the guy to be in, but he makes a difference on the court. Like Faraz said, he's a leader. It's different.
Yeah. I think regardless, like CP3 was going to get in, it just like kind of works that he's also playing that, like, you know, borderline all-star caliber. The fact that he is like the most influential player to, one, make the bubble happen, two, like reorganize this all-star game around Kobe, trying to make it interesting. Like, CP3 has to be there. I think no matter what, they would have found a way for him to be there. If he didn't get voted in, it would have been like how Dirk and D Wade got in that random year. They just bring him along or something. But
I think they would do something like that. You're right, JT.
Yeah, but let's, I try to think about it like, okay, when you go to the gym, when you go to drop in, there's always like those guys that that are just like better. Like, you're like, okay, if I have that guy on my team, I'll be better. Chris Paul's one of those guys, right? So he's one of those guys that's like, no matter what, he's going to make my team better. Like, he's making a hell of a player out of Cam Johnson. Like, Frank Kaminsky is starting on that team right now, and they're still doing well in games. So,
the tank.
Yeah, I was a little upset DeMar didn't get more love. Ingram, I would have liked to see in there instead of Zion. That's a personal choice. I'm just not a huge fan of Zion. But I'm really glad Lillard obviously got in.
Dude, in the next 3 to 4 years, all those players will have their turn, and then they're just
that's why it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that's why it's
going to come.
Yeah. How many more does LeBron have? And then CP3.
As many as he plays.
LeBron will be an all-star starter.
LeBron, as long as he's in the NBA, will be an all-star.
Starter.
I swear.
He'll be a starter.
Yeah,
He'll
starter.
be a starter.
Too. And the captain.
And the
every
captain,
single time.
every
single time.
He has to be the captain.
He's locked in right now, man.
That's something.
Such a boss,
something.
man.
That was something interesting I wanted to ask you guys as well. I think I know the answer to this, but since LeBron got the most votes, he gets the first choice among the starters, and then KD would get the first choice amongst the bench players. So, who do you guys think that LeBron would take first out of the starting pool? Faraz, who do you think?
Can you give me a quick refresher? Who's in the starters?
Kyrie.
Yeah, so he could take Luka, Kauai, Steph, Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, Beal, or Kyrie.
Luka.
I think he'll take Kyrie.
I think he's gonna take Luka because Luka loves him, like he's his idol.
Yeah.
And
he's gonna take Jokic.
Yeah.
No, I'm just throwing out names.
That'd be random as fuck.
No, do you think if KD when if LeBron doesn't take Kyrie, do you think KD will take Kyrie?
Yeah, he'll take Kyrie.
Yeah.
He'll take Kyrie right away. Right away, he'll
Kyrie.
Take Kyrie.
Kyrie or Steph.
It's his teammate.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Can you imagine big Steph?
Dude, Kyrie would have a fit, man.
Yeah.
Kyrie would out 7
Dude, he'd be sleeping on the couch, man.
Yeah, I think for sure he takes Kyrie first.
Sure.
But who do you think KD will take first out of the reserves? So he could have
Harden,
Booker, Paul George,
Harden,
right?
I'm not even joking. Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Do you know if they're live streaming that again, where it's like we can see their reaction to who everybody takes?
I'm sure they will,
At
least between Braun and KD.
Did they do that last year? I know they did it 2 years ago, but did they do that last year as well?
Yeah.
Or didn't they just release a list type of thing?
No, they did it. They did it with Giannis and Braun. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did it. It'd be cool if they did it like playground style, like on the court on the day of. Like
you don't know
who
what
you choose.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Because you would see the raw reactions, the emotions.
Yeah,
when you get picked last, and you just got a little tear in your eye.
Who do you think gets picked last out of everybody?
Nick.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Vukovic.
Pretty obvious. Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
Or Gobert.
Gobert.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
Gobert last.
Yeah.
I don't think people like that.
No chance.
No, Gobert is the reason the NBA shut down, man. Fuck him.
Dude, running around touching mics and shit, man.
What the fuck? I saw that meme again the other day. It's like him like smiling and like touching mic. I'm like, he's a grown ass man.
Such a cunt. Oh man. When they were playing Clippers the other day and he caught that vicious elbow from Kauai, that was a very good moment. It's fucking hilarious.
Poor guy. Just the amount of hate. Yeah, man.
Oh my
He's just not a good basketball player, man. He's just 7'10".
Yo, you're talking about multiple defensive player of the year, man.
Fraud defensive player of the year.
System's flawed, bro.
Perennial all-star now, too. Like you can't miss the all-star fucking game now, man.
Yeah.
No, I was reading an article.
Player.
I was reading an article the other day that said Mike Conley is an NBA All-Star snub.
He's close, man.
People are saying he should have deserved one throughout his career, at least.
Yes, but do you think Utah, just because they're number one, should get 3 All-Stars on their team?
No.
I don't think it's a rule. No, yes, you need to get 3, but I think based on how he's playing, you can make an argument for it. But like we just went in the West, there's so many guys. Like, are you taking Chris Paul out? No. Are you taking out?
But even if you take Paul out, you wouldn't replace him with Conley. That's the thing.
No, he's deserved it in the past. I think he's been a snub in the past. I think his career has been a snub.
Yeah,
that's what people are saying.
5-6 years ago, like he was balling out, and
well, that's when he got that massive contract, and that's when every single player in the NBA got paid.
Exactly, everyone got that Mike Conley money. Yeah.
So this season he's played 25 games. Mike Conley, he's got 16.4 points. 5.6 assists, and he's shooting 42% from 3. Not bad, of course.
That's good.
He's exactly the same as Chris Paul. Yeah.
There you go. On the number 1 team in the league. So.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris Paul is still a better player. Chris Paul's a better defender.
Yeah.
Yes. And a better leader, just in general, man. He just changes the fabric of your team when he comes to it. Like he's just different. He helps out. He's a winner, like you said. You explained it the best, man. He's just a winner. Yeah. He wants to win. That's it.
Well, exactly. And Mike Conley's like by far your third option, whereas Chris Paul's like 1.5 kind of like. You know, Booker's obviously a better player at this point, but you know he's still leading that team. So I think he could have, but I'm not taking anybody off for Mike Conley. That's for sure.
Do we have a consensus that Dame should have been starter over Luka?
Yeah.
I just knew it wasn't going to happen because of the fan votes. I just think like international votes are so important.
My second question off of that is, should fan votes not be 50%? Because it's
isn't the All-Star game for the fans though? Isn't that the point? Exactly. Isn't that why it was made? So they get that's
50% of how popular a player is. Like Yao Ming was an All-Star his whole career because
but it's not like they're picking like the 8th guy off the Mavs bench. Like this guy's like fucking unreal, dude.
I know, but like the fact that just because Luka's a bit more popular means he's an all-star starter over Dame, who's a better, I think, player and more deserving of an all-star starter bit.
But I think that's the point. Like we said, like I think it has to do with popularity too, right? Like the fans are the ones who like the point of this is the fans get to choose, and if the fans get to choose, it's based off popularity. That's what
I feel like you gotta
comes down to, right?
Yeah, I feel like you gotta keep it like 50% is the minimum because Dinyar's right. It's meant for the fans, and you want some level of fan engagement. And if you go any lower than that, then people are gonna like, dude, what the fuck does it matter? Like whatever I really think.
Why would I vote?
It's not gonna do anything. Yeah, but fuck, I was gonna say something else. Now I just completely forgot.
Damian Lillard and Luka could be switched, and you would be happy with it.
I was no. Of course, no. I would be happy with that. But to be honest, I feel like Dame getting the snub for starter just adds to his persona, like adds to that image he loves about how he's always underlooked and all that stuff. I swear, like he probably likes it. Like I think me and Chris were talking about this. He's like, "Yo, do you think he's probably choked?" I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe like originally he was a little choked. Like maybe like, fuck, I should have started. But you know what? Fuck it. Like he's been proving people wrong his whole career. Like I bet he's true right now.
Faraz, it plays into his story of his career.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I think he embraces it now. He embraces being that underdog now. You know, he's like everybody always overlooks me. Like that one time, I think we were talking about this yesterday. That one time Dame wins, I think that's going to be emotional for every single person in the league.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If he ever wins one,
if he stays on the same team and he wins it,
yes, 100%.
Man,
it'll be Dirk-esque, right?
Exactly. But better.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So I was actually thinking about this a little bit more about the All-Stars here and their selections. Let's go through the West real quick. Right now, Utah's the number 1 seed. They got 2 selections, right? Yeah. The Clippers are the number 2 seed. They got 2 as well. Kauai and George, PG. Right? Yeah, PG-13. All right, and then the Lakers are number 3, and they got 2 selections as well.
Yeah.
Phoenix, number 4, they're gonna get 2 selections probably because Booker's gonna come in, right?
Yeah.
Portland, number 5, they're gonna get 1.
Portland.
Then 6. San Antonio gets. Sorry, they're number 6.
Yeah.
Okay, what list am I reading? I'm on NBA.com right now.
I'm on ESPN.
Shit, one of them's wrong. Okay, anyways, who cares? Weird. Then it's San Antonio, right? San Antonio,
0.
And they get 0. Yeah. Denver gets 1. Golden State gets 1. Dallas gets 1. Then Memphis misses, and New Orleans gets 1, right? And then no one else gets any.
Yeah.
Moving down, so it makes sense, right? It moves down in that trajectory. The East, on the other hand, right, doesn't really make any sense, and there's for one reason and one reason only. Philly gets 1. And they're in the number 1 spot. Then Brooklyn gets 3.
Philly got 2.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, so there you go. It does make sense there. So they got 2.
Okay.
Then Brooklyn got 3. Milwaukee got 1. The Pacers got screwed, right? Yeah. They got 0. Toronto got screwed, but who cares? 0. Chicago got 1. Miami got 0. New York got 1. And then for whatever fucking reason, I'm so confused by this. Boston's the number 9 seed and they have 2?
Bro, we're not the number 9 seed. We're tied for 6. Right?
I don't know. I'm looking here and you're 9th. I don't know, man.
We're at 469 winning percentage. We're tied with New York, and Chicago and Charlotte have 467.
So why are you guys listed at number 9? Is it your conference?
We're
conference
listed
losses?
at 7. We're listed at 7 based on winning percentage and games behind. So
no. You're listed at 9.
We're all tied. New York, Boston, Chicago, and Charlotte are all 6 games back from number 1.
Okay,
even
you guys are all tied,
tonight?
right?
Yeah.
So wait. You guys are all tied, right, Chris?
Yes.
Right. So if the NBA were to shut it down right now, what position would you guys end up in?
7.
No, you'd be in 9th.
We'd be in 7th.
That's what you're not understanding. You'd be in 9th.
No,
that's what you're not understanding.
7th. We have more wins. We're at 469 win percentage. Chicago and Charlotte are 467.
Either way, you're in the play-in tournament, bro. Either way.
Oh, it's 8, 9, 10.
I gotta figure this out, man.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Is it 7 as well?
Well, yeah. 7 plays 10 and 8 plays 9.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know what you're saying though, man. I'm so confused. I'm refreshing repeatedly, and I think the internet works here. And you guys are in 9.
DB. New York and Boston are both 15 and 17, which makes a 469 win percentage.
That's correct.
Chicago and Charlotte are 14 and 16, which makes a 467 win percentage.
They're 14 and 16?
Both Chicago and Charlotte are 14 and 16.
Chicago won. They're 15 and 16. I don't know what you're talking about. So you're not refreshing, bro.
I just refreshed you. Fuck me.
You're not refreshing. So you are in 9th place, bro. You are not refreshing. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yo, I just refreshed it.
You're in 9th, man. If the NBA ended today, you guys wouldn't be in the 9th place. Like you guys suck.
Oh my god.
And you got 2 All-Stars.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, obviously, Jason Tatum.
So Chris,
are both 2 All-Stars.
Chris, do you think that the NBA is rigged for Boston now?
But just think of when the votes
they figure it out for Boston.
Think of when the votes came out, like a week ago.
No, they got released on Tuesday.
Yes, they got released on Tuesday, but when was the votes counted?
Okay,
we've been on a 3.
They probably had the weekend. No, they probably had the weekend. Yeah, because Tatum can't hit free throws, bro.
Either way,
there's no counting of votes. It's digital, like it's.
They got ballots.
It's just enough to take up.
Yo, but for real. Okay, let's just go with Chris's argument, right? That this was a little bit before, right? So you're saying that right now, though, they don't deserve to be all-stars. They don't. 2 of them don't deserve to be all-stars, right? So if the vote was counted just a couple days later, you don't think one of them would be an all-star, right?
I think if the vote was counted like yesterday, when like everybody voted yesterday, it was counted yesterday. I don't think Jaylen Brown would be an all-star.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
But that's it. When the votes were counted, when the Celtics were 4-5, because that 3-game skid dropped them from 4th to 9th now, apparently.
Yeah.
4-game skid, sorry.
Apparently.
He still doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
He thinks I hacked his computer, man.
The fact that I see the Celtics without a top 8 seed right now on these standings blows my mind.
Dude, pound a couple of those nudes back, man.
Dude, I've had the fact that the Knicks and the Bulls and the Raptors and the Pacers are ahead of the Celtics pisses me off.
The Raptors especially, man. That's
that's a good one.
That one's just sting. Raptors. Yeah.
I hope they knock you out in the play-in tournament.
To be perfectly honest, it really shows how much of an MVP Marcus Smart is to the Celtics. To the Celtics.
Keep it going, Chris.
We were second and third before Smart went out.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, Smart's been out for 3 weeks, and we fucking dropped down to 9th.
Yeah.
So
he's an important piece for the team, for sure.
Yeah,
he definitely is.
But not,
And also Kemba's been out every other game. So
what else?
We're just chilling. We're chilling.
What do you got for
going,
Tristan
man.
Thompson, bro? Yeah, you guys playing well.
Thompson's a clown. It's all good.
Daniel Tice got me a solid 2.8 fantasy points today. That was helpful. Thank you.
Nice.
Rob Williams got me a total of 15 points in 2 games, last 2 games.
Who? They're weird with their big rotation, man. Like every other game, it's a different big finishing the game between Thompson, Tice, and Williams. It's really fucking odd.
It shows that they wanted to go get someone else, man.
I'm sorry, but they just not want to.
They didn't get rid of Thompson and Tice, get Boogie, and then what's it called? Williams can be that backup center for Boogie. So,
Tice is a good piece, man. Tice is a good piece to have.
For a better piece.
Tice is, you know who Tice is? Birdman. You know, he's got that kind of vibe, right? Like he gets putbacks, you know, like he's like a hype player a little bit. Like he's not bad, but he's not like
he was the Zion,
a starter on a contender.
No. He was the Zion stopper the other night.
Really?
He's a solid player. I think he held him to 2 points in the first half, and then they started giving.
JT, if you watched that game, you would have known that Rob Williams' block on Zion wasn't the goaltend.
Oh, I didn't see that part. No.
That's what sorted the game out right there. Rob Williams blocked Zion clean off the backboard, and they called it a goaltend. And then they showed
review it,
and he blocked it before it hit the backboard. And then that's what gave New Orleans the game.
How much time was left when that happened?
It was less than a minute, I think.
Oh, I didn't wait.
Why didn't they review
Are you sure?
I remember seeing it was in overtime. It was in overtime.
No,
they would have to review it.
No, they went super quick.
They don't review.
They went super quick. I think it wasn't an M1 or something. It was an M1.
It was a layup. Zion went off, laid it up off the backboard.
Right hand backboard, right? Right hand layup.
Left hand, I think.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that one though.
And then Rob Williams blocked it right before it hit the backboard, and they called it a goaltend because obviously Zion. So that's sort of what called the game right there.
Wait. Why was your coach like just not watching the game and decided not to ask for a replay? Was your coach?
No, we didn't have
what was going on there?
We didn't have a challenge.
No,
so they screwed it already. You don't even need a challenge in the last 2 minutes, right? In the last minute.
Called a goaltending.
You can't challenge goaltending.
No. You just said they called a goaltend, and it's in the last.
So they review that.
They review it. They review it all.
You can't review those.
Can?
Yeah, you can.
Out of bounds only.
I feel like that's
not true. I feel like goaltend is one that you can search.
Goaltending, I think you can review. Yeah, you review.
Maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't.
It wasn't reviewed. Well, it wasn't reviewed, so
maybe it didn't happen under 2 minutes.
You should add the clip.
Overtime.
I only know that was a key moment in the game. So
let the fans decide, man. Add the clip.
Again, it was another Sunday morning game. So
Sunday morning, dude. I watched that at like 4 p.m.
Dude, that game was the longest game I've ever watched in my life. Started at 12:30, didn't finish till 4.
Wow.
What for the biggest bullshit play of that was for me the M1 that Zion got against Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, he's bullying a grown man. It's like, no, Thompson tried to take a L straight to the fucking chest, and somehow it was an M1.
Good.
Doesn't make sense.
I like that. Good shit. Fuck Thompson.
You know what's really funny? You know what's really funny here? JT's hating on Zion because everyone's hyping Zion up. But like it's the exact same way that everyone felt about LeBron when he was getting all the calls. And he was like, it's the exact opposite. It's hilarious. Yeah, like it's like bothering, like, you know, it immediately bothers you a little bit when you get calls for no reason, right?
How about James Harden's flop on defense against Kauai?
Yeah.
He dude, honestly, if you actually review the play and you look at it, it's an offensive foul.
100%.
I would never call that an offensive foul, and James Harden flopped. But it is an offensive foul. If you extend your arm like that, that's an offensive foul. Don't do it.
But see, that never gets called in the last 2 minutes ever.
But it goes deeper than that, because that kind of gave away the game, right? That was a pretty soft call. Literally the possession before, Kauai was driving to the hoop, same exact thing. Like he didn't even try, he just kind of stumbled out of bounds. Like there was contact, but it wasn't like a clear foul. He didn't make any attempt to like kind of shoot or anything. He's just like, that's an obvious foul. Like you have to call that kind of thing. So he got a bullshit call right before as well. So like, I don't know, man. With all these superstars, I think they're just so scared to like make the wrong call. And then immediately everybody's like,
you think they should just like swallow their whistles a bit more and just let people play and then see what happens?
I don't know. Fuck, call your own fouls, man.
Start giving texts for people complaining about non-calls, and then it'll shut people.
All your own fouls would be so whack. And what? Every single time.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, man.
That'd be awesome, though. Yeah, I just don't believe the Zion hype, man. Obviously, he's a freak athlete, but I don't think he's going to be anything close to like a franchise type player.
Like Griffin?
Yeah, I could see that. That would be like on the good side for him, I would say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Blake Griffin, that'd
be a good landing spot for him. No, just like Blake Griffin's career. Like he was a very good player, all-star, blah, 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 high flyer, but that's kind of it, right? I don't know. I just don't see him being a franchise type player.
Well, I mean, he can't be a franchise type player without learning to shoot the ball better, without getting better handles, without getting one-on-one plays. But at the same time, how old is he? Right? Like, so he has time. He has time to get.
Would you start your franchise with Ingram or Zion?
That's so tough.
Zion for me as well, maybe, but it's not. It's because I'm so scared of Ingram just one day breaking in half or something.
Yes.
Honestly, like he's
more
got
talented,
that like
for sure.
He is more talented. He's a better scorer for sure.
I had a question for you guys. Who do you think is more like technically skilled as a basketball player, Giannis or Zion? Because they're both just drop your shoulder, get to the rim type players. Can't shoot for shit. Looks very awkward playing both of them, right?
I don't think neither one of them are that great. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they both rely on athleticism a lot.
In a year or two, Zion
will be more skilled.
Yes, because I think just Giannis has a couple of years on him, like a few years on him. That's why, right? Because like Danier said, they're both not overly skilled. I would say, like technically, like But
Giannis also has the length.
Zion's footwork is pretty nice.
That's true. So is Giannis's.
Yeah, so is Giannis.
Giannis has the length and the height over Zion, I think.
Yeah, but we're not saying who's better.
Skill.
We're saying he's saying like technically skilled, right? So if anything, that height actually plays against him.
That gives him the edge on technically being skilled, is because he can get to the rim better than Zion just because he is longer. I think.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think, but like, isn't that like? I'm misunderstanding the question. Like, when
I'm talking about like basketball skills, like going through drills, like jump shot mechanics, like you're saying footwork.
Who's more skilled?
Who has more basketball skills? Not who's like the better player right now today, right?
Yeah,
there's all these Zion. You know what? I'll just say Zion.
Yeah, it's a tough one either way, right? It's a tough one. That's why I thought it was a good question. But yeah. Anyways, good stuff. They both got to hit the free throw. I don't understand how you can be in the NBA for that long and still like so bad at free throws. Like it actually doesn't make sense.
I don't know how you can be in the NBA and not hit a minimum of 70%.
Dude, you've been saying it for years.
Yeah.
If you shoot under 70%, you just can't play. You're cut. You're just not allowed to be in the NBA.
Well,
watch everybody will be good shooters.
Put it this way, dude. Like if I'm just sitting there shooting free throws over and over, maybe I won't shoot 70%, but I will not be airballing it as much as LeBron and Giannis airball. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Dude, for LeBron, it's no reason why he should be airballing free throws.
Yeah, he's shooting a career high.
A free throw. I don't think I've ever. I genuinely don't think since I've been above the age of like 14 or 13, I've ever airballed a free throw.
Fuck, man.
I think it's harder to airball a free throw than it is to like score. Like it's
just shit. Yeah.
Like it's honestly hard to do.
I don't get it.
Right? Like I don't know. Yeah.
I don't understand how often it happens.
Yeah.
How often it happens. Exactly.
You can shoot one free throw and airball it, but you're not going to airball it consistently over the season, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they don't airball it consistently over the season either, though. It's not like
they've both had multiple airballs this season at the free throw line.
That's the thing, multiple. It's like, fuck, man. It's over 4.
Yeah, I've seen LeBron do it at least a couple times.
It's embarrassing seeing a dude like Giannis airball a free throw. It makes me not take it seriously.
It's more shoot free throws because it looks like he's going to break his arm every single time.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LeBron,
it is weird.
That guy's fucking. I don't get him either.
For him, it does make sense because he hasn't been a good free throw shooter for his whole career. I think his high was like low 70s when he was with Miami. Like, and that's
for him.
Not great.
What do you think? Is it mental? You think? Because why is it? He's great at everything else.
It must be. You would think so. It must be.
All the other goats were good free throw shooters, especially when it mattered. Like Kobe and Jordan, like eyes closed, didn't get fucking matter, man. Like you needed a free throw hit, it was getting. Yeah, I don't understand why LeBron doesn't have
JT LeBron. I'm just looking at stats right now. LeBron hasn't shot over 76% free throws in his career.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, his best season was what? Over 76% twice in his entire career.
It was before he went to Miami, right? It was like 2009.
It was like the last year in Cleveland. Yeah, basically the last 2 years in Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly. Which is really weird, but yeah, I don't get it.
76%. It's not even like 80 or 90. He's never shot in the 80s.
No. He's never been a good. He just hasn't been good at free throws. He never has.
Yeah.
And that's what early on in his career really screwed him in clutch moments because he was scared to take it to the rim because when he takes it to the rim, it's either a layup or a foul. There's no other result that ever happens when LeBron James takes it to the rim. But he would settle for jump shots early in his career a lot.
Yeah. Imagine how much higher up on the. Yeah, he does for sure. Imagine how many more points he would have on like the all-time leaderboard. Like if he could even just shoot 85 with all those and ones and all those things.
Up a lot.
Yeah,
that's what Shaq always says. Shaq's like, imagine if he hit 65%. 70%.
Good point. Yeah,
that's like 30,000 free throws right there, man. Right there. Add it up, man.
Good shit, boys.
Crazy.
I just saw Shea drop 42. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander dropped 42. Or sorry, 48.
Tonight?
48.
42, sorry. 42. And Lou Dort hit the game winner there against Phoenix Suns. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Good stuff, man. Those guys should be good in a few years. Oklahoma City,
Canadian
right?
boy.
6-7 years.
Right?
Yeah, Shea as well. That should be it for today, but we'll be back next episode on Saturday, and we can do the 1996 redraft. So we'll probably, I think we all have a consensus on the number one, but then we'll probably all vary after that. So we'll do a little redraft, and then we also got the 2003 redraft in the works for another episode as well with all those greats: LeBron, Melo, D Wade, Chris Bosh, and Darko Milicic.
So if he doesn't go number one, this time, I swear to God, man. He's got to be number one on everyone's
draft. No, Carmelo's going down, bro.
Yeah, for you and maybe for Justin.
I got him in the same spot, number 3. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, okay. I respect your decision.
I filled mine out too.
I saw.
Above Carmelo.
Good stuff. Come on, man, stop.
Right.
JJ Redick, what the fuck are you talking about? He's not even in that class.
This guy's been pounding him back, man. We're good.
I'm gonna go get it, bro.
Yeah.
I would too if my team was Boston. Peace out.
Thanks for stopping by to sesh with us. If you like what we're doing, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your neighbor, tell your dog. Peace.